Hi, hello, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to do an ugly sketchbook tour. And what do I mean by ugly sketchbook? I feel like as an artist we see all these sketchbook tours where they're so pristine. Every page is a work of art, and I truly aspire to be that girl, but it is just not me. I really use my sketchbook as a space to play, jot down rough ideas, and I'm not gonna lie, I actually didn't know if I was going to share this sketchbook because it's kind of embarrassing. The level of art I feel like I'm capable of making. I went to school for fine art. I can make very realistic portraits, and the sketchbook is just not that. However, I really wanted to share this sketchbook because I appreciate seeing the messy behind the scenes, the process behind other artists' work, so I thought I might as well share it. This sketchbook is also a combination of old and new. I had 5 different sketchbooks from very different periods of my life, and I just decided to chop them up, collage them into one. So it's really cool to see how much like my art style has changed, what I'm interested in drawing, and this kind of like a reflection of where I've come from. So without further ado, let's get into it. So this is my sketchbook. It is literally from the dollar store. I find if I have a sketchbook that is like too nice, I don't want to mess it up. So I'm less likely to play and explore. One trick I've learned is to just buy a kind of like budget sketchbook. Some of these stickers I've collected from traveling. And of course, we have to support our lovely friends who are gay, trans, non-binary. I love you. Okay, so this first page here, this is from a screen printing class I did. You'll see these pigeons come up a lot. I love the way that their beaks just come together and make this little heart. I try to do this like many times because I feel like I just don't get it fully right. They're supposed to be by the ocean, so when I see them in Toronto and they're just poking at cigarettes and dirty puddles, I feel so sad for them, but also, I love this kind of like whimsy girl with a caterpillar on her arm. So these are paintings I have actually done physically, and I'm just playing around in the sketchbook to figure out what I want to do with them. I'll show a picture of kind of like where they are today. The other ones are some raccoons. I love raccoons, but I'm not really good at drawing them. In Toronto, we have an insane amount of raccoons. Again, here are some paintings that I have in real life, and I'll show you some pictures of them. These are really old pictures. These are so extraterrestrial and sometimes a little dark. And I feel like I've just become really lighthearted, and it's cool to see my lines change as well. I turned that pigeon into a sticker, and I love them so much. These are also paintings that I have in real life, just trying to figure out what I should do with them. This one I'm super happy with. And some more sketches from my old sketchbooks. I also have Do It for the Plot here. I have a tattoo that says Do It for the Story, and I feel like that was the original Do It for the Plot. These are also paintings that I have in real life. I didn't really work on them in this sketchbook at all, but I'll share a picture of this one because it's made the most amount of progress, and I'm super happy with how it looks. Here is kind of a collage of old and new again. So some of these, like this one, and this one are like super old, mixed with just such a playful type of sketch for these other little characters. I think this spread really matches my drawing style on my iPad. I usually have like a black outline filled in with color, and it's typically very flat. So I think that's what I was trying to do here. I love this sketch here of this girl's underpants with some fun sayings on them, like bib gourmand or all you can eat. I also love this little broccoli gas you up girl, because broccoli, it does gas me up. Not gonna lie. Here's like an interesting spread. So this is all done with gouache as well as this, and I outlined these ones here, and I actually regretted it afterwards, and that's kind of why I stopped here. I love gouache in my sketchbook, not outlined. It's so different from my digital art style where I'm outlining things and I'm filling in the color and it's like very flat. I kind of regretted outlining these afterwards, so that was like a cool lesson for me to learn. Again, these pigeons, like, come on, tell me what's wrong with them. I just can't seem to get them right. But I'm so obsessed with this like little heart. It kind of gives me like I fell in love in a hopeless place vibes. And you can see I'm like really not precious about this sketchbook. I'm like pasting this banana so randomly in here just to capture it. This spread is interesting because this is kind of my painterly style when I'm typically doing canvases, and matched with kind of like a fun drawing style that I have either when I'm doing on my iPad or just doodling in my sketchbook. So I can do very like fine art, and I actually love to do portraits, but I've been exploring more creatures. I didn't used to like drawing animals, but now I just think it's really fun. This one here, this is so funny. This is obviously an old drawing that I had done, and I hate clowns. Like, if you are a clown person or you collect like those porcelain clowns, I'm not gonna lie, I'm judging you and I think it's a little bit odd, but I thought this was just like a fun drawing to do. I do love my lines and I love the stippling of the beard, and I love the colors that I used. This is just a picture of some oranges in a pink kind of mesh bag. I really love the light color of the mesh and the dots of the oranges. I think it gives it a really nice texture. Just some vegetables. I love this beet. It turned out so good. I'm not so sure about this chili pepper though. He's looking a little bit large. This painting here is inspired by my tattoo, and just was trying to play around with a white line version of it. This I just think is so funny, thoughts and prayers, because usually people say, oh, you know, thoughts and prayers for when they're kind of sending their condolences, but instead it's thoughts. So this is going into some more markers. I kind of at the beginning started with a lot of gouache, but you'll see me slowly transition to more markers, and that's not something I realized I love a lot. So that was a nice discovery as a part of doing this sketchbook. I thought these were funny earth drawings. You can imagine on Earth Day, the planet is just trying not to panic. Just a lemon and a lime. This is a really old painting of mine, and I used to do these like abstract watercolor paintings. I haven't done this in a very long time because I mostly do like characters, people. I haven't really done this abstract painting, but what I love about this is the mixture between these like orange and brown, the purple and orange here, these like little moments of where the colors collide. I just think that's so satisfying. This is so old. This reminds me of like when I went to high school, what we thought being cool was about having like choker necklaces and this like big thick rimmed glasses and looking so emo. This just brings back so many funny memories. Some other funny little drawings of fish. So these are quite old as well. You can see that they're pasted in here. This is also when I started to use alcohol markers, and I love the way this feels so flat. It's probably something I'll invest in more in the future. Some funny sandals saying dump him. This, my partner and I were going back and forth, giving each other like a word to draw. You probably guessed that this is mine. He's also an artist and he did architecture, so his lines are just so beautiful. This is a sketch from a long time ago when my best friend and I lived together, and we got home so late after a fun night and we tried to order pizza. She's vegan and it just wasn't happening. This is a nice drawing of a sunflower. So funny, this is also an old drawing and this isn't really my style anymore. Now we move into a lot of new sketches. I don't think I have any more collaged old work past this point. This is from a reference photo on Pinterest, and I'll try and find it and put it here. But what I love about this is it's just like two besties hand in hand looking so mischievous. This is another moment where I realized I really hate pencil crayon. When I use it on my iPad, I love and I gravitate towards a pencil crayon brush, but when it's actually physically in a sketchbook, I hate it. I hate it so much. I actually redid this sketch for Peachtober in a digital drawing, and I really love that one. A lot of these pages I was now trying to draw as fast as possible, so here are like a few messy flowers. I love this one, who is crying. I believe I used a reference photo on Pinterest for this one too, so I'll try and find that artist. Here's a circle of rats just dancing, and this reminds me of, I believe, Matisse's La Danse, where all the people are just dancing in a circle, but instead it's these feral little rats. I love this spread. This is probably one of my favorite spreads in the whole sketchbook. I just love this little bee so much. The way he's looking at himself, so happy. This one who is so tired. Here's this little bunny character really enjoying the spring weather, frolicking with a little flower. Here are these two worms. You know how it rains and all the worms get so excited and they go onto the sidewalk? Like, why do they do that? You are definitely going to die. But it reminded me of that Drew Barrymore Instagram she made where she's like, never miss the opportunity to go in the rain. And I feel like that's what worms really do every time it rains, and yeah, then they get a little squished. Here's two rats. I don't know why I was so obsessed with rats, but I love their little hands and the way that their tails make this heart. Here's just a character exploration. I loved this color combo of the pink and the green and this tan color. Here are some flowers. I don't love the way that these turned out, but it was a fun exploration. Oh my gosh, this spread. I have never drawn something so terrifying as this raccoon. I don't know if you've ever drawn a raccoon, but it's actually so hard. Like, what is this one here? Some of them definitely got better towards the end, but I'm not gonna lie, it was very hard to draw. I think this one's probably my favorite. Some flowers here. It's about to be spring in Toronto. Here's that same bunny character. He's like looking tough, but he's also crying. And I feel like that's just my energy too. And here's kind of like a comic of that bunny and the rat. And the bunny's like, can I be mean for a sec? And the rat is like, girl, yes. You know when you're just about to spill some hot tea with your bestie. I love these as like a little like tattoo. You know how people have those mom tattoos with the heart? Thought it would just be fun to do that with some wine. This is probably also my favorite spread. If I don't know which one I would pick more. I'm so obsessed with this frog. He is so cute. I love his little eyes and his toes. I'd never drawn frogs before, but once I started, I really couldn't stop. You'll see another frog here. This is a character I did. I don't feel like this is my style, but it was a good exploration. Here is a tiger I did. This is also from a reference photo on Pinterest, so I'll also try and find that artist. And we're nearing the end almost. Here are just a few more spring related drawings. I'd also never drawn a sheep before, but she turned out so cute. another frog, and this bunny kind of looks like it's made out of chocolate. And I think this is the last spread. Just some bugs and this moth. I don't know, is it a moth or a butterfly? Anyways, I love the way their hands are kind of near their cheeks and they're so shy looking. And yeah, I think that is it. We are at the end. To close this video out, I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching till the end. If you have a favorite spread of mine, I would love to know. And if you had a least favorite, you hated it, thought it was so hideous, I also want to know. And don't forget to do all those YouTube-y things, like, subscribe. It really goes a long way to helping me achieve my art girl dreams. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye!